What's good, bro? So I remember I read this book by George Orwell called Animal Farm. In the book, Orwell says, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. It's a paradox. Some of you are more valuable than the others. Some of you are more valuable than your friends, but everybody's valuable. Everybody's valuable to God. Everybody's valuable to family. Everybody is valuable to their loved ones. But when I talk about value, I'm talking about the marketplace, the place that pays us. So let me tell you a story. I used to work jobs that I just used to have to go in and put in hours, hours on hours. If I wanted to get paid more, I needed to put more hours in. If I wanted to get paid even more, I needed to find time so I could do double time or time and a half. What the fuck is time and a half? Have you ever asked yourself that? Doesn't that sound weird? Anyways, when I first started working, I always wanted to work at Starbucks. That was what I wanted my first job to be. I tried, I applied, I didn't get it. I wasn't qualified. How do you not qualify to work at Starbucks? I don't know. But anyways, instead I decided to work for my parents. That's where I started off my working journey. My parents had a business, so I basically worked in the office while their business was just starting up. Super basic roles, it wasn't a big business. And then eventually I moved up from there and I got the job I wanted, which was Starbucks, but it was kind of Starbucks, but not really. It was at Target. So we didn't get tips. We didn't get any tips, and we were just slaving away. We were Target employees with a Starbucks barista. It was backwards as hell. Anyways, that was a disaster, sinking ship. All I wanted to do was get out of there and work for a Starbucks because, get this, we didn't even get Starbucks benefits. So, Starbucks benefits means you could go to any Starbucks and you could get a free drink. We didn't get that. We couldn't even go to the next Target and get a free drink. So, I worked there for like 3, 4 months. There would be times where they actually paid like a good amount. If you work Sundays, you would get time and a half, which meant you'd get like $19 an hour, which to me at the time was a lot. And I was like, wow, this is not so bad. Then I went to Starbucks. I took a pay cut, but I was also getting tips now. So it wasn't that bad, but it's crazy how somebody will leave a bad situation just to go to a similar situation. Like, I once saw this girl who used to work at a CVS in my town, and then she moved to a Walgreens. It's like, it's the same thing. How are you just gonna move sideways in life? You need to be taking steps to move upwards in value that you bring to the world. So, anyways, I moved sideways just like this girl, and it was so disappointing because I got what I wanted, and then what I wanted wasn't enough. I thought I wanted to work at Starbucks. But then eventually Starbucks started getting so busy, I didn't even like it anymore because I like taking my time, crafting my drinks, having friends and people to laugh around. The Starbucks that I worked at was never the same after all the college kids left. High school kids left as well because I started there in the summer. And I was like, yo, the store manager left. I was like, yo, so I left too. And I tried to find greener pastures along the same grass. What do I mean by that? I went to a different Starbucks. Doesn't even make sense when I think about it now. But back then, that was the line of thinking that I had. That if I can just find the right Starbucks, I'll be good. So I left there, went to a different Starbucks. COVID hits, and now the Starbucks is just disastrous. They close all of the Starbucks in Massachusetts except for 4 of them. Mine is one of the ones that stay open because we have a drive-through. If you look up behavioral Starbucks COVID on Google, if you're interested, you'll see this long line that just wrapped around the block. People were waiting 45 minutes to an hour for coffee. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And we would just have to work inside. So I was like, after that, I was like, I'm transferring. I'm going to a store where it's just inside. So once the other stores opened up again, I would transfer to a store that was no drive-through, just inside the cafe. I was like, this can't get that busy. Guess what? It got that busy. So now I'm like, yo, I need to leave Starbucks and I need to leave for good. So I left for good and I never looked back. Then I worked a different job, a job where I used to work with kids, super wholesome job. I was a recess coach. Basically, I would be out there during recess and I would teach them different games and we'd set up different stations for games so that kids had something to do when they were out there. They weren't just running around in circles. And it was actually good. It was good. They paid me more than Starbucks and I felt fulfillment in that I felt like I was doing something important, even though, here's the thing, it felt important to me, but the market didn't say that it was that important. I was getting paid 18 an hour, which you might look at and you might say, oh yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad, bro. 18 an hour, you can make like, I don't know, like, not that much. So I realized that I needed to learn something that was more valuable than coaching recess. And here's the thing, brother. You might be valuable to the people you love, but getting paid by the hour is the lowest form of value. Let me repeat that. Getting paid by the hour is the lowest form of value because it's projected value. They don't even know how much you provide, but on average, you're projected to bring this much value to the market. This much, that's it. It's not a lot. You're selling yourself short. And here's the thing, we need all the people that work those jobs too. Like we need the doctors, we need the dentists, we need the lawyers, we need the people that work at the grocery store. But you don't have to be one of them. You don't. You're one of them by choice. You can change that. Learn a valuable skill. Learn how to leverage it. Get paid for it. Get paid for your results. I was talking to somebody yesterday and he was telling me, yo, that's kind of scary because now you're on your own feet. I'm like, brother, welcome to the real world. How do you think all these people that are at the top got paid? They got paid by providing a result. They didn't get paid by the hour. You are capped if you get paid by the hour because there's only 24 hours in a day. Look for something that pays by result instead of by hour. Learn a valuable skill. You got this. Peace.